Oke guys, kita balik lagi ke game yang pertama antara Onic PH melawan RSG Slate PH. Ini penentuannya guys ya, siapa yang bakalan pulang. Ini gamenya harusnya bakalan seru sih kalau antara mereka berdua. Yang main, wah yang main udah Irat ya, God Funny ya. Ini Irat nih, Funny-nya di MPL di PH tuh serem banget guys. Salah satu best Funny di Filipina. Sama mirip-mirip kayak Funny-nya Kairi lah, serem dia.
Remove heroes like this, maybe that would be the case, but no, Onic,
Ryota main ya,
they're going straight
Ryota.
for the veteran
HP
of the
Leader
enemy.
Games.
I love that you're going through.
Katakannya.
Target the playmakers of RSG Slate Philippines. So now you saw something right there for the
Sorry,
last
guys,
prio band of
bentar.
RSG.
I mean, Joy is open here, and it's gonna be up to Onic Philippines to pick this
Joy
right
open.
away.
Kaja
I'm
Valentina
very
kah?
surprised with
Oh,
this,
nggak ada Valen
Joy
ya.
pick here because we usually know
Kaja
Sensui
Parsa.
to have those durable and tanky heroes moving forward into the jungle. Same thing goes for Ryota. So
Kaja
this
Fredrin
is
kah?
more of a deny pick, something that we haven't seen from Onic Philippines in a very long time because both their jungler and their XP laner are really lenient towards those durable and tanky heroes. Now for the side of RSG Slate Philippines, they usually tend to prioritize an Exort hero and also the ones for Emannn. So Emannn could potentially pick up the Beatrix or
Kaja
the carry
Fredrin,
here.
okay,
I mean, the
sebenarnya.
Kaja still is open and Light also uses that as well.
And don't forget about the Farsa, by the way.
Right.
Apa Franco ya, milihnya Franco. Karena like nih Franco-nya power banget kan dari
The
dulu.
Faramis is also open.
There's a
So-
lot of things open.
Think
Yeah.
about
Kaja
that.
Franco dia.
They're letting all the power picks back in the regular season open, and whose path
Right.
are they gonna take? It's
Arrot.
Kaja.
Oh, ada Arrot, sorry.
Sona has
Arrot
been
Kaja.
feeling on the first series of the day about his predictions,
Melissa kah?
which is totally coming true.
Melissa
You have
Parsa.
stats to climb up, Sona, and
Atau
this
nggak
is just
Fredrin
one
plus satu,
of what you're
Fredrin
doing right
Paramis.
now. It's all happening, and with the
Kufra.
Kufra
Fredrin
for Onic Philippines, this corners out or to not use the
atau langsung
Lancelot
mau
at
buka
all.
core ya di
I
sini.
mean, not only with the Lancelot,
Okay,
but also with the
Melissa,
Farsa pick that could potentially go to
Cloud,
the side
Kari,
of RSG.
Beatrix.
Right.
They
You
have to
tend
take that.
Yeah, I mean, they
Ini Emannn
need
Kari
to
sih,
take
kalau
this
Karinya.
right away to go into the hands of Super
Kalau
Kings.
landingnya bagus ya
But
di sini ya.
even if, you know, RSG gets to pick it from them, it's still gonna be it's still gonna go good for them because they already have access from the backside through the help of the Kufra.
Oh,
So
well,
they're
not
gonna
Kari
stay with the
sih.
Claude.
Yes,
Not
speaking
the
of
main.
backline, that's a Claude Rockhart.
Yeah.
Feeling gue sih
I
Kari
love
ya
this
langsung
because
Emannn di sini.
Nice
RSG is thinking, you know what, we
Ooh.
don't need to wait. You don't need to focus on the
I
mid.
heard you, bro.
Remember what Hito said?
Yeah.
Exort has picks like the Kagura, right?
Ooh.
He has weird assassin
Kari sih.
picks. Obviously, the
Unorthodox.
Kadita's
Kari
already
bagus
banned
banget
out,
guys di
but,
game
you
ini.
know, those are the things that highlight Exort.
Kalau nggak
as a
Kari,
player.
Paramisin dulu.
And RSG is very confident that they don't need to. Sorry, Onyx confident that, you know what? Whatever Exort puts
Tapi gue
out,
suka
we can
banget Kari
counter
sih.
that. We can outpick him in the mid.
They're so prepared right now. Onic
So
Philippines are
prepared.
feeling a different vibe on how they go up against, again, the defending champions of MSC right here on the first day of the play-ins. And it's just the first day that you can be eliminated. So now
Nah, kan, Kari.
prioritize all
Let's go.
the guns
Bagus
here.
banget kan.
RSG has taken the carry with them.
Band magenya sih.
There's
Kenapa band magenya
there's
Super Prince sih?
a real buffet here for
Paramis,
the third
Yivi.
pick from the
Yivi
side
boleh.
of RSG Slate, 'cause
Ben
you would love to
Yivi.
pair up Pikachu with either a
Kalau gua sih Ben Yivi
Beatrix
Parsa
or
ya,
Kari.
dia
Three
nge-pick
heroes
Paramis.
that could potentially burst down an opponent once the Divine Judgment comes into force
Ben
here,
Yivi
coming in from
pertama,
Light. So this is a
yang kedua Ben
very
Parsa.
good, secure
Terus
here
pick
coming from
Paramis.
the side of RSG Slate. Now, both of the teams are kind of missing a little bit of that durable side.
Yivi Parsa, Yivi
Kufra's
Parsa.
already there for Onic Philippines, but we still aren't determined, or we still aren't sure yet if this Joy will go to the XP lane,
Yivi
the
dulu
jungle,
sih
or the
sebenarnya.
mid. That's how flexible this hero is. You'll never know unless we really tend to
Minsita.
figure out. So
Okay.
now the Minsita is going to be banned. Very interesting because, you know, Atoy R has picked it up from before, and that was the hero that they used
Arot,
to win
Minsita
against
buat
Ren
kontra Arot.
Esports during their streak.
Yeah, we've seen how the coaches, Coach Ducky and also managed to just play Sudoku and a crossword puzzle in their newspapers, and Onic Philippines took a
Ben
hit
Yivi
with
ambil
a
Parsa.
dominating performance, and that is a 2-0 on the last
paling
day of the
bagus
regular season.
Paramis
So
sih.
there's no surprise that coming in to this
Buat
day,
RSG
they
PH
have
ya.
this morale, they have this energy, and
Kalau
also they are
Onic-
really powered up to
Onic
conquer
perlu
the
Ben
King
Fredrin
Sea.
doang sih
So
feeling
they
gue
ban
guys.
up the Mincetar. they've talked about in the panel.
Oh,
And also
assassin na
Sona,
Irat ya, karena
assassin
Irat
hero.
assassinnya
They're
serem
trimming down
banget.
the choice here of Irad for
Lancelot
this
berarti
one.
habis ini.
Linkban is the weirdest for me here because I think Sona already mentioned it, right?
Yeah.
RSG's lineup is already so squishy anyway. So I don't think a Ling would have fit in this lineup in the first place, but you know what?
Berarti
Maybe
habis ini
Onic
ngambil
knows something that
Lancelot.
we don't.
Tapi Faramis
But I
lepas.
think the biggest contest here in this draft right now in second phase is gonna be the Faramis. Who's gonna pick that up? Because the Faramis is great against the Kari. At the same time, you know what? I would love to see a Faramis on the side of RSG, so
Fredrin
they can
dulu
deny
ya.
it. Because the Claude also, you know, you kind
Faramis
of
mahal banget sih di game
Claude,
ini,
and the
gua rasa.
Faramis can give you that.
Will that be possible, Sona?
Dia mau adu
'cause
Faramis
honestly,
Parsa ya,
there's still a
RSGPH
lot
ya.
of open picks here in the mid lane. Mind you, aside from the Faramis that you've mentioned a while ago, we also have the
Kiri
Eve and
masih
the
bisa pick
Parsas
Lancelot.
open.
Onic tuh masih
There's
bisa
no
pick
need for
Lancelot.
Exor to go and unleash those pocket picks such as the Kaguras and the Sicilians because there's still the meta heroes available and they're still not part of the ban as of the moment.
Yeah.
So once the side of Onic Philippines tends to ban either an Eve or a Farsa, as
Dipaksa
it
Faramis.
is the ban, there's going to be
There
an
you go.
immediate pickup
On the second
with the
base.
Eve. Honestly, I'm going to be very surprised if this
Ini
is not gonna be
Faramis
an Eve,
kayaknya
but
kiri mau main
given
Xavier deh.
the,
Super Prince
composition
mau
of
main
Onic,
Xavier kayaknya.
going back to the Link statement from a while ago, Onyx draft is kind of a front-to-back composition because they really have to take care of the Claude from the back lines for him to unleash the damage in the late game. That is probably the reason or the mindset behind the Link pick because there's going to be early access towards the back lines. But now, RSG, you're leaning towards the squishiness that this specific lineup has. They need to secure kind of a very durable hero that could potentially help them or just double down
Faramis.
on the damage.
Oh, double
Eve
down.
could potentially or definitely attest to that. And yep,
There's
Eve's
there
going to be
you
the
go.
answer to that one.
Right now, and this is, come on, if this is not the Faramis, I'm just gonna
Gua
throw
kurang suka
the
Yuffie
book,
sih.
the whole book
Parsa
out,
dong.
right? There
It
it is.
is.
There it is.
And now the only question is who's gonna fill the hole. There's no
Badang,
hole whether or
Fredrin,
not the Joy is gonna go jungle,
Lancelot.
or there's gonna be an
Lancelot.
assassin jungle once more.
Kan
There it
Lancelot.
is. There's the jungle that we've been looking for Onyx.
Fredrin
There's the
mau nggak mau,
Lancelot from Sinsu.
RSG.
In the first space, we were talking about why the
Kalau nggak
Kufra will
Martis.
use the answer. For Onic Philippines, they have the Lancelot with them. All answers
Pakuito udah
secured
kurang.
if ever they could be
Karena ada
countered. So
Kufra.
now for RSG, will it still be the Kaja? Will they open up something?
Martis,
Franco and Atlas maybe?
Martis,
But I don't-
Fredrin, Martis,
Kaja's
Fredrin.
probably-
Barats pun
I
masih
think-
oke.
Yeah,
Tapi
I'm
Martis,
thinking-
Fredrin
I'm-
paling
I'm-
oke sih.
I'm honestly thinking
Definitely
a
Rogue,
Martis
right?
on this one,
Martis
or
is
maybe a
better.
Hellkurt. I mean, we've seen we've seen Hellkurts being countered going up against the Lancelot. Martis can also help in securing the objectives, especially with the turtle and the Lord objective. So it's going to be very important for them.
Oh,
But
shit.
apparently, none of
Alright.
the above. They're going to go with
Wah, dari
the
draft sih.
durability and answer to what was needed
Alright.
from a while ago.
50-50.
At least,
Enggak
you
sih,
know,
guys,
RSG
sebenarnya
recognize what
gue
Sona mentioned
50-50
earlier.
draftnya,
Guys,
cuman gue
our
lebih suka
lineup is like
Onyx
super
sejujurnya
duper
draftnya.
squishy. What?
Karena
we need
Yuffie
someone
menurut
to
gua
really front, and the box is great, right? Because
mendingan di band sih, buat di kanan tuh kurang
Maybe
bagus
Akai would have
Yuffie.
been better, but they
Lawannya
banned it
Kota
out.
sama
Here
Joy,
it is,
kan?
there's the box
Hold
shot.
my
Not Joy Lancelot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Completely a different flavor.
Kayak gue kurang
for
suka gitu
RSG,
sih,
But this is a
Yuffie di game ini.
sustain for
Tapi baik-baik,
RSG's
guys.
lineup. Let's see on our predictions. It's just me.
It's a 50-50.
Yep.
I understand.
50-50 sih dari draft guys, jujur. Cuman kalau gue lebih suka drive-nya.
I love how
draftnya
this match
si
is gonna go
Onic.
with this on this day because in the play-ins,
Tapi Kaja
one
Karinya
can say
tergantung
goodbye
ya.
in the
Kalau
first
Kaja
game.
Karinya
Smart to make it worth the-
bisa
worth the
nge-flank-nge-flank
first one,
enak.
and who knows what could happen in this game. It was
Oke guys, kita langsung aja masuk ke game yang pertama ya, antara Onic PH melawan RSG Slate
Yeah,
PH.
for sure. I love what they said.
Jujur gue lebih
3-2.
ngunggulin si RSG PH sih guys, menurut gue. Tapi ini game harusnya bakalan seru, 3-1, 3-2.
We are in the
Skor.
I'm
playoffs.
down for
Let's
it.
go ahead and go 5 games here. in
Onic
the-
tuh
in the-
X-Pilihan nama midnya jago banget guys, yang Onic ini. Super Prince sama
It's
Ryota nih
gonna
jago.
be a rumble,
Bertiga.
ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, especially with the build-up here for both Onic and RSG, we're starting to take note
Di
of
PH tuh kalau
Ryota,
main Arok gitu ya,
holding on
kalau
to that
satunya
joy,
benar-benar
so it is
dibantu
confirmed
terus.
that it will go into the XP lane. Two magic worship emblems here are unlocked, but the pressure is going to be given to the
Right.
bot side for Ryota to not move as much as Light is taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, speaking of movement here, early take on two purple and orange for Irad while they had to hold
Sensei
the
mau
mid lane.
retry ini.
Sensui on the other hand though,
Oh, may
trying to
retry.
poke in and
Wah,
force
di-retry
out
dong.
something out of
Gagawin ang atas
Irad.
yun.
But meanwhile, mid lane, Super Friends and Exort on the pokes.
Yeah, definitely this is something to watch out for.
Dito
Sensui on the
petak na
Lancelot
Ira.
is relatively different from what we normally see from Sensui. You know, right now, Kekido obviously gonna go for the engage. Only level 2, he has to be extra careful here because right now Exort seems to be very proactive in making sure that no invades will happen here, at least for the first few minutes.
That frame before we went to the bot side was very surprising because we knew that the backshot together with that shield unity could go easily from one place in the map from another. But this is why the Lancelot is picked up so many times all throughout the season. Level 4 immediately, no need to use for any extra, mechanics or kind of, flashy plays for him to be able to secure at least 1 or 2 objectives. Sensui already level 4, Irad finally catching up as the turtle is about to spawn here. There's still a lot of members open, but Sensui is feeling the pressure.
All right, no major gaps here in terms of experience, but right now Sensui is being zoned out. Diving by Ryota, tries to slow down Irad, but Turtle will go over the RSG.
Oh, look at that, a pull.
Oh, they're not done. Ryota will be saved here a little bit by the Cult Altar, but will be finished off by Exort, showing up right now with first blood.
We were talking about the real manipulation would affect the setup of Onic Philippines and taking in objectives. Onic struggled to find an angle to take the back lines of RSG.
This is what we're talking about, right? Ryota, we haven't seen him use heroes or squishy heroes such as the Joy, and it doesn't really, reflect his playstyle because we usually see him go with the Tarisla, go with very tanky heroes such as the Yuzongs and the others, but this time it's going to be a challenge for him on how he could maneuver, on how he would try to position himself with such a very squishy hero that deals, again, a lot of damage, because even with a Vengeance, he definitely had a hard time into trying to soak every single damage dealing coming from the side of RSG, which is why they not only got the turtle, but they also got the, the extra first blood gold in the process. Emannn already securing the corrosion side, an extra basic attack boost for that carry. It's going to be very crucial for RSG, which is why now they're going to be going into the position to go into top and try to give pressure to the Claude.
No wonder Light and the people of RSG are focusing. Oh, that thought.
That was a lot of movement being forced by RSG.
Exort
a lot of movements also being used with just slight slight adjustments here from
Dia
Onic.
mau ulti yun Paramis,
So far,
bagus,
they
udah
are
gak punya
playing
flicker, tapi dia salah
Yes,
ulti.
speaking of playing very safe,
Salah
Canada,
arah
on the other
ultinya.
hand, is slowing down information being seen by Light, and mostly he holds the upper or the gold lane most of the time. This is how they control the river. You know, so how RSG wanted to secure the borders of as of this time?
Yeah.
It's always about how they wanted to cross the bridge. If Onic wants to have a way of getting into Emannn on the other side.
And Kekedut is also the kind of player that really relies on utility. So with him holding this Franco, this is going to be a very different approach for Onic Philippines, which is why now they're trying to position themselves in this turtle.
Oh, look at that.
Yep, Turtle will definitely be a big contention since Sui still gets it right under the hands of a scary Arlot. Right now, they will be punished. The
Bagus
flicker
banget
in,
tariknya.
the flicker out rather, will fail as Kekedut will fall. Probably going to be worth a turtle. Again, RSG, or rather Onic, they actually just want to prolong this game. They don't really want to go and fight, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually fine
Sensui sih
for
patternnya
Onic to
ngeselin
think
banget.
about.
No chase, no counter, set RSG's leading by almost 700 gold. And what's going through the mindset of Onic right there? Let the light guide you.
Let the light guide.
Oh man, that was a very good code there. But going back, not going to the light, we saw Onic Philippines, especially Sensui, go into the orange buff right away. Right after the turtle take, right after Kekedut was brought down by the Divine Judgment. So this is the kind of the next play, or next play. What is going to be the next position here for the side of Onic Philippines to go against RSG? Because they can't go for the extended team fights just yet because they don't have the necessary damage to go through it. So now they try to, use the cult altars to just make sure that everybody else would stay alive, while the others roam around the map, try to get as much objective as they can, so Onic could still maintain a fighting distance. Because as we take a look at it, there's already 2 turtles secured by 1 team each, and 570 is just the goal.
Actually, that's interesting because watch this, right? The top side of the map for Onic, they want to play it slow, while the 2 assassins are on the bottom side. That was so funny to watch right now. And it looks like Ryota again We're not used to seeing Ryota go down like this. He's usually very tanky, but now getting killed immediately by Nats.
Like me,
On
I
the
mean,
other side, Onic was up top, and
tayong
you guys
lemah
don't
tapi
mention that Onic Philippines,
megang
the Yellow
kontra OVP
Hedgehogs,
itu bagus
is
banget ya
waiting for
guys.
the
Kayak
right
main
window to
Franco,
strike
main
the items.
main
Even the damage is
Atlas.
not enough to even suffice RSG
Jago
right
banget
now.
ya.
So those missed positions needs to be
Terus cowok sama Lita juga ngeri ya.
refrained from happening all the time.
Kufra.
Because,
To buy so
juga.
much time for Nets.
yeah, but RSG right now, on the other hand, Emannn has his golden staff, Sona.
And this is where things are going to be a little different because the bottom lane turret has now been taken control by the Raiders. And with that, there is no way that Onic Philippines could potentially contest that one. That's an easy take for Irad. And this is where the mobility and the rotations will finally come into play for Onic. It's very easy for them to go into one place to another, and there's going to be a secure lockup here through Light with a Divine Judgment as well. So that is a consistent thing that Onic Philippines needs to worry about, as you know, it's slowly falling into their grasp because RSG has developed a respectable amount of gold lead.
Yeah, talking about how do you reinforce Light and the members of RSG right now, Nats even here, they're all over the place, and this is what you don't want if you're Onic Philippines. How would you get targets? How would you reach those kinds of potentials and getting those items in?
And mind you, they have 4 flickers, so they can play aggressive however and whenever they want.
And they're holding on to that for the longest time right now, which means they are waiting to go for that one big play. When will it be? It's all up to Light. Light is the point man here. Whoever gets Divine Judgment in here is probably gonna go down.
This is a
Right?
face-off.
This is a whole face-off.
Emang,
Who's gonna
emang,
pull the
emang,
trigger
emang.
first?
A showdown you guys are going for, because right now if the Kufra or Keka,
Oh, there it is.
Kelihatan Kufranya ditarik, Kufra mati.
There's the pull that we were talking about. Look at that Emannn, just so scary with that carry right now.
Gila,
But of
Emannn sih
course, we'll buy
sabar
some
banget
time
ya.
with the
Nahan
Cult
flicker.
Altar, but the time has run out. Now the RSG will get that kill. Even with the Cult Altar, they were able to take down Kekedon.
That is one of the worries for this Onic Philippines lineup because they don't have, again, the damage just yet to go with the composition brought about by RSG. You have Irad, the answer to the squishy lineup. We haven't even seen Emannn Exhort or Emannn and Exhort taking a lot of damage because it's always the rest of the 3 members soaking it up for them and making sure that those 2 main damage dealers from the Raiders are going to be safe, as now they're continuing to maintain their lead, and Onic Philippines, fortunately for them, they're still managing to get their objectives, but RSG, the Lord, is specifically on their side.
I just want to commend how the lane control is working. Even the river control of RSG, it's flowing like a strong river that you can't even walk through it. There's no towers taken from the side of
Wow.
RSG.
Yeah, you must be swift as a coursing river, right?
Yeah.
Disiplin banget
We
RSG
know the
mainnya.
force of a great typhoon, but the typhoon's not playing today, so maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Balik mode MSC
I mean,
mereka guys.
H2O's here, so
H2O is
technically
here.
the water, the flow.
The coursing river, he's
Yup.
still here. Some at the back.
Yeah.
somewhere.
He's the one. They have an irrigation on how they want to have their
Bro has
way.
a whole water tank.
Yeah, a water tank, a whole water source.
Yep.
Irrigation with Irad.
Wow.
That's why he's here.
Irrigation.
Irrigation.
Beautiful.
And how we look at Irad right now, even in a 003,
He's doing his job, I
Yeah.
have to say, right?
it's a different era that we're seeing. And most of
Oh, wait.
Oh, it's
Like,
Light
like.
force the flicker out.
Wow.
Just did not die there. But of course, the punchback is very, very strong from RSG.
We're gonna have to
Emannn just dashing in.
Kada skill
Rather
satu.
against Sensui. They're playing it so smooth here. You saw what they did? Right
Oh,
after
man.
Emannn dodged Sensui, he was like, I'll go for the tower. I'll
Yeah.
just chill.
Yeah,
I won't
What
even
is
mind
happening here?
someone taking damage from me.
yeah, they forced out a flicker, but the turret was so important for RSG to just push forward. Look at that, another
What?
one down bottom, and they're closing more of the turrets down of Onic Philippines.
They're just, brute forcing
Like
their
that,
way
that.
into the base.
Styling and profiling.
Especially with the build-up of the items here, because we're starting to take note of the Blade Armor and the Radiant Armor, both of the two items that is keeping Irad. Also, unlocking that Dominance Ice as part of his arsenal is something that, Onic needs to penetrate through before they could get to the main damage leader, which is, again, is going to be a very difficult time for them because we're starting to take
Oh.
note at the Lancelot, starting to build up those offensive items first, but Sensui is in a little bit of a pickle.
Well, RSG starting to build that lead. They're starting to also be very,
Ano
very
po, guys?
fickle. Onic right now just trying to fight with as
Not
much
yet, not
firepower
yet,
as they
buset.
can.
Ow.
But Nets
Habit,
just
habit,
does
habit,
not
Ivy.
have enough in the barrel as of
Buset,
yet.
orang.
He doesn't have the shotgun charged up yet.
Gila banget, Cok.
He can't punch through the armor of RSG.
Nets and Kekedu down. RSG not wasting a second to take down the vital members of a comeback for Onic Philippines. For mid-game, it's just 11 minutes and 30 seconds, and they're at the base.
They need to build up something here that could,
Upray, belum dapat
lower
motor.
those defenses down. Maybe a halberd going here to Nets if it would be essential, or maybe a Demon Hunter sword just to make sure that the attack speed would really come in handy, because Onic Philippines, they can't really get through the major wall that is the RSG wall. And so far, it has been RSG's game that has been very smooth, and not to mention Irad and also the other members could definitely go ahead and try to figure out how they could approach. Once Onic Philippines tends to make their move, they wait for the right timing, and once they get the vision that one of the members are out of their position, that's the perfect time for the Raiders to strike and finish the team fight once and for all.
I mean, you gotta commend Onic. At least they're trying, right? They know they're behind, but they're still trying to make some plays here and not being very passive.
Yeah, they can't keep doing that. Like, if you're worried about time, right now, Kekedu's
Let,
jump is
like
so vital.
Emannn, like
He needs
Emannn.
to catch one per
Mata
set.
di like Emannn,
There's
guys.
no one
Posisi.
here in Onic Philippines as of this time to hold the damage. Look at that, a face off.
Oh.
That's Sensui, and RSG
Kupra,
still
kupra,
gains
kupra nyari.
control of the river and this Lord.
That's a show of force right there for RSG. Look at Nats. He's just so confident in front.
Nats can even play man-to-man defense
Melted
against
so
Sensui.
quickly.
Oh, no!
Sensui.
Nah.
Sensui again, he is in trouble right now, being dove in by 4 members, being
Oh!
at 5 members.
Ryota,
RSG
Ryota, Ryota.
resorts on the side. He's trying to box
Ryota.
everyone in, and there is the
Ryota,
counter
bocor
punch.
banget.
What's
Ryota.
more for RSG?
Trade
Oh
of
my
one.
goodness.
Sensui was the casualty. Can they still make it?
Bro, we saw Ryota try it from the back line. He did his best to unleash those sounds, unleash the noise from behind. But again, it wasn't enough because all he saw from the backside was none other than Nats. Once Nats unleashed the final slash onto the front lines, he immediately went to the backside because he knew that Ryota was about to make a play there. And Atoy Army so far is being penetrated by RSG's offense.
He needs to have a good amount of defense here. If he is waiting to outlast or outmaneuver Nats on those fatal final slash, he needs to make a good angle or even a good sustainability to have a comeback set, because right now Kekedu is having a bad time in perfect,
Oh boy.
having a perfect angle.
Look at Ira, just no fear going in. Full
Yo.
trust on his teammates to make the push happen. That's exactly what's happening right
Kupra.
now. Emannn as well.
Oh,
Again,
oh,
cannot.
dude.
He
Ibet, Cok.
misses.
Kupranya
He
sengaja,
misses
anjir,
on the
dikasih
Emannn,
badan.
and then he will go down. Immortality popped as well.
Banget
Super
dah.
Prince falling right
Berat, berat,
behind
berat
him.
nih game.
Ah, my goodness. RSG's almost 10K on the goal lead right now, OSX.
Not looking good for the Yellow Hedgehogs right now. A lead of 10K, and they're knocking into base. All 5, look at that. Nats going in, targeting Super Friends. Emannn on the other hand is going out
Oh,
of
nice
distance.
catch. All right, going insane right now. Nets is still alive, so there's still some damage coming in from Onic right now. But again, will be slowed down with
Wait.
another kill. Oh, there it is.
Okay,
There you
nggak
go.
normal
Nets
banget
is
ini,
still
guys.
fighting back here a little bit by bit.
RSG.
Low
Mati
HP
lagi
members
Nats
for
ya.
RSG are still
Malah
going in.
mati
Emannn
rata
takes
dong.
out Super Prince though. No more Cold Altar available for Onic.
Mati Ira.
And that might be it. RSG just
Bisa
trying to
Emannn,
clean it
Cok.
up as
Stop.
much as they can.
GG, guys.
And they clean it up. Emannn with a Maniac.
Maniac! Oke guys,
10K
kita
gold
lanjut
lead.
lagi ke game yang
It's
kedua ya
RSG.
guys. Terima kasih semua yang udah nonton. Nanti kita lanjut lagi ke game kedua.